Hello everybody, welcome to the Wire Gaming HD channel. Today is going to be a tutorial on how to make a pretty cool Twitch banner. It's going to look like this when it's finally done. As you can see, it consists of 3 images. If you take more time to look for images, you probably get a way better outcome. This is just for tutorial purposes. And this is my first try for this, so if you take the time, you can probably find some better images. Anyhow, so all 3 of these are 1920 by 1080. You can use 1280 by 720 as long as all 3 of them are the same exact resolution, regardless of what you want to use. So to get started, as you can see, these are the ones I used. In that one, you're also going to want to grab a Twitch screenshot just to get that exact purple, if you'd like that purple, or I can also post the code in the description to where you can just copy that and paste it into Photoshop and get the color as well. So to get started, you're going to open up Photoshop, and you're going to open these pictures individually. There we go. Then you're going to want to hit New, make this 1920 by 1080. Unless these pictures are 1280 by 720, you're going to want to hit 1280 by 720, obviously. Background content's white, not a big deal. Alright, then you're going to go to the first one and hit Control A, and then once these are outlined, Control C, and then come over here to your new project and hit Control V, and then you're going to do the same thing for each of these pictures. And then what you're going to end up with is something like this. So basically, the picture that you want in the middle is going to be on the top. The one you want on the right is going to be in the middle. And the one you want on the left is going to be on the bottom. And keep in mind, this is going to be in the middle. So if you want to position it, go ahead and do that now. So it's going to be in the middle, so you're probably going to want to center it. And then this one is going to be on the right side. So that's probably as good as that one's going to get. Yep. And then this one's going to be on the left side. Go ahead and just kind of disappear those just so you can see what you're working with. Alright, bring this way over. Alright, bring these back now. Alright, so to get started, you're going to want to make a new layer. Get out your paint bucket. Does not matter what color this is. This is just for color scaling, or scaling the thing so you know what to cut. Anyways, Control A, make sure it's all selected. And then Control T to make it movable. Make sure you have this little arrow up here. Hold Shift. Bring it to the left to a 45-degree angle, negative 45, as you can see that there. And then you're going to want to bring it to what you want the right side of the screen to see. So right about here is going to look good. Take your time on this, make sure it's angled right. You can also use rulers. For tutorial purposes, I'm just going to make this as quick as possible. So either way. And then you're going to want to, you can also resize it as well if that's what you need to do. But either way, hit enter when you're done. Make that happen. And you're going to want to hit the little eye right here, make that disappear. Come to the main one, your top layer, otherwise known as the one that's going to be in the middle. In my case, it's the fallout. And then make sure you're on that, make sure this is selected, and hit backspace. And boom, it'll delete that. Now we're going to do the same thing with the other half. However, we need to delete this because it most likely did not save the rectangle. So start the other one. Hit Control A on the other layer. And we're just going to do the same thing we just did. Control A, Control T, hold Shift, 45-degree angle, and now the only difference is this time we are going to work on our left side. So we're going to want to bring it about right here, might look good. Alright, we're going to hide this after we hit enter and confirm our changes. Hide this, go to our main layer, otherwise known as layer 3, most likely for you, and then hit backspace, and we will see ours. As you can see, we see some of this picture, easy fix. You're just going to want to find that picture, which is most likely going to be in the middle, layer 2, because as you can see, it's the dude on the side. And make sure it's still highlighted, hit backspace on that, and it'll just delete that portion. So that's about it for that. Now we're going to need to work on our text. Just hit Control A. Get all that annoying crap out of the way and just make sure everything's selected. Alright, then we're going to want to go and delete this layer. No reason to have it anymore. Make a new layer for text. Get this text going. And the text you're going to want if you want Twitch is this one right here. It's the Twitch font. You can obviously use whatever font you'd like, but for Twitch I feel that this looks pretty nice, especially when you shadow it and such. So I will have the link for this in the description. You download it, it's free, you install it, it'll pop up Photoshop just like that. As you can see, you come up here, and it is called, Dimitri. And you're going to want to use regular if you want to use kind of do it the way I did. You can experiment with this however and figure out what's best for you. Be Wired Boogie Boy, because this is for my Twitch channel and not my YouTube. You're going to want to experiment with sizes to see what works best. 250 is probably going to work pretty well. Yeah, that works pretty good. Obviously make sure it's centered. You'll have these little helpful things telling you what's up. And then after that, you're going to want to go over here. Actually, we're going to want to come back to our text real quick and make it white, because we will outline it with purple later. Alright, then speaking of purple, I already have it, but just for tutorial purposes, we are going to want to open up that Twitch screenshot I was talking about earlier. You won't have to do this. If you want to just go in the description, I'll have this this number linked in the description, unless you want to do this just for time saving or whatnot. You just want to zoom in on that purple, get your eyedropper out, hit it. As you can see, it brought that purple. X out of this, go to the purple one here. You're going to copy this because you're most likely going to need it, and then you're going to go to your text, blending options, stroke. I find 6 to work pretty well. You can experiment again and see how it is. Now when you get in here, it's most likely going to be 0 or some random color. So what you're going to want to do is just highlight this and paste that color you just copied. Hit OK. Hit OK again. And then to make this look even better, you can leave it at this by all means. You just go on and export it. But if you want to make it look better, just go and duplicate the layer. Take the one on the bottom. Get your move tool, and you can do this, and you'll get a bit of that 3D effect. You can go up or down. I think this looks the best in my opinion. And then you're gonna want to go ahead and go to blending options, and you're probably gonna either want to turn the stroke off completely, or again experiment with this. Do whatever you want. I usually just turn it on to where it's all purple, and it kind of shadow fades it. Looks kind of nice in my opinion. Also, we can go back to blending options on the bottom layer, and you drop shadow, and as you can see, that adds like a little black shadow to the back. Very minor, but kind of cool. So again, you can play around with this and see what works best for you. I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. That's this tutorial. And then also you're gonna want to if you're doing this for Twitch, a banner or an away screen. On a away screen, you can put it on 1080 or 720, but if you're doing it as a banner, you're going to want to look up what size you need and hit image and canvas size, and go to pixels and figure out what resolution is best for the banner. I will have it in the description. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you're just going to want to put that in there and then hit OK and then export it. Otherwise, it's probably going to be too big or blown out for the banner. Probably not going to be the right idea, but when you're done with that, you're just going to go to export as. Wait for that to process, and I would recommend going to JPEG, 100% quality. It's up to you. Again, you can experiment around, and make sure your image size is whatever you need it to be. Again, but it should be fine after you do the canvas size. And I will put in down in the description what size Twitch banners are typically. Also, same thing goes for if you're doing a YouTube banner or YouTube profile picture. If you're using this anywhere else, just find out what resolution that it's supposed to be and just use the canvas size and do that. Also, something to note when you do canvas size, let me just find out real quick. Okay, so Twitch banner size is 480 by 800, so you're going to want to put that in here. Again, I made an image, canvas size, put it in there, hit OK. It's going to tell you this, proceed, and then you're going to see this. Now what you're going to want to do is hold shift, hit shift, hold shift, have this selected, go down to your bottom and then hit it, and as you can see it will select all these, and then you're going to hit Control A with all those selected, and then Control T, and then you're just going to bring it down into the picture. I will post the link or the actual image size because this is obviously way too small. I'm not sure what this website's saying. But you get the gist. You're going to want to put your exact resolution that you need, and then you're going to hold shift, hit the bottom, Control A, select it, Control T to make it movable, and bring it into the frame, regardless of what resolution it is. That's just an example. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then once you're done with canvas size, hit enter, and then export it as that. And again, when you go into export, make sure it is the resolution you need. And then once you're done with that, make sure to go to JPEG. It's better in my opinion. You can do whatever you want. And then just go and export it, and you'll be ready. So anyways, guys, don't forget to like the video, and favorite and subscribe, and thanks for watching, and have a good one.
Yeah.